Diecast North is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hooligans, and welcome once again to another episode of Diecast North's Galactic Hooligan. I am sorry I've actually been away. There has actually been so much that's actually been happening. So I have like an editorial that's actually going to be coming up pretty soon and everything on things that we actually saw on Fan First Friday. I know that you've all seen like a lot that has actually been going on there. I wanted to talk about a few things myself, so get ready for that pretty soon. But today, I'm actually going to be doing one of my comparison videos. One of the pieces that came over to me is this beautiful piece that is Transformers, what is this? The Golden Disc Collection Terrorsaur. I actually love this figure so much, and I'll tell you there are multiple reasons to geek out about this. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and kick back, and here we go. Right now, I'm actually going to ask you the biggest favor. I want you to obliterate that subscribe button. Also, hit like and subscribe. That actually helps my channel out a lot. It actually helps me defeat my algorithm monster. Really appreciate that from you guys. Thanks a lot. And now, without holding you up any further than I have to, let's take a look at Terrorsaur. All right, and welcome back, everybody. I am really enamored with this set that we actually have right over here. This is Golden Disc Collection Terrorsaur from Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, and this is actually one of the Beast Wars line. And I'm really excited to have this in hand. As you know, I love this. Everybody actually really loved this figure from what I've actually seen so far and everything. And I'm really not any different from anybody who actually doesn't love this Terrorsaur. But let's take a look at the back of the package for now. And we are actually checking out a little bit of like the Terrorsaur and for all sakes and purposes, he's not necessarily like all the Terrorsaur that we could have actually gotten, because like they actually have like these pieces right over here that looks like they actually had like a little peg piece of like a bit of a peg stoppage right over there. Now this one doesn't come with them, but I'm actually planning on picking up some from Larkin's Lair actually, because he actually seemed to have actually had like the fixes, and also he actually tended to like actually have a couple of the rocket pads that actually went right over on either side of his shoulders. So that's actually really nice. I really love his gun, like this is actually very cool. So I'm not going to change anything as far as that goes, but if you actually wanted it, you could actually travel over back to Larkin's Lair and you can actually pick that up too. But one thing I actually do have to geek out about Terrorsaur here is not just the Terrorsaur himself, but he actually comes with this golden disc right over here, the Sounds of Earth, and that's actually really cool. If you actually had the Kingdom, the Ark, you would have actually gotten a couple of these in there, and this is really nice to like actually see that Hasbro and Takara actually included this right over here. Now, if you don't know anything about the Sounds of Earth and everything, this was actually the phonograph LP that they actually included onto the Voyager. And it's still traveling out there and everything. It's actually been launched in 1977. We still haven't gotten any contact yet on this or anything, unless the aliens actually have phonographs or something out there in deep space or something, and I don't even know. But you turn this around, they actually have all this great detail right over here. You've got the Eye of the Illuminati here. I don't know if that's exactly what they were actually trying to portray here or anything like that, but, you know, I'm looking at this, and like a few other details and everything like that. Not exactly the sounds of the things that were actually included on the Sound of Earth LP, but it's actually very cool, and I love the fact that they actually put like phonograph details in here and everything too. This is actually really awesome. If there's anything to geek out about, it's this. Taking you back into Terrorsaur, he actually lives up to his name as being a terror dinosaur. He is a pterodactyl, and I don't know if that's the actual name of this dinosaur anymore or anything like that, because things change and we've actually all got to change with them and everything, but you've got to love all this detailing over here. To me, he kind of reminds me of a Transmetal 2 pterodactyl and everything, you know, especially for the fact that he actually has all these cybernetic parts all over him and everything, even in his feet, you know, so that's actually pretty cool. I really love that. I love all the painted details, like right on the back over here. I love the wings over here. Now mine actually came out a little bit loose. If you actually see over here, I actually did put some floor polish, some Kiki's polish in, some Kiki's fixed loose joints in here. And you could have actually done that or floor polish. Mine were a little warped and they were not really as sturdy as they could actually be. They kind of like popped out, but I think I've actually gotten them to the point where they could actually stay in a lot better. I'm pretty sure those pegs from Larkin's Lair will probably be like just exactly what the doctor ordered, but you've got to love this right over here, of like all this wing detail. You actually have like these flappable wings right over here. I love the arm details right in here also. It's very cool. Painted detail on the chest and everything, which is actually supposed to be the tail in dinosaur mode if we actually went back into the old Beast Wars series and everything. So that's actually really cool. You can actually put his pistol right on the side. Just really beautiful details all around and everything. He actually does have like some articulation. You actually have like a turnable head right over here. You can actually lift it up. You can actually put it down like this. You can actually open his mouth, so that's really cool. But be careful, everybody, because like I've actually heard like a lot about the paint actually kind of like scratching off or rubbing off on your on pterosaurs out there. I haven't had that issue with mine or anything, but that's actually something to be aware of. You actually have like some detailing right over here. You can actually pivot his upper legs right over here. You can bring that out. He actually has dorsiflexion right over here and everything. So a very nice pterodactyl mode altogether. It's actually very, very cool. Now, Terrorsaur is a direct remolded repaint of Air Razor here, and he's actually really, really cool, and I love all the changes that they actually did from Air Razor over to Terrorsaur. You can actually see a lot in the way of the similarities and everything, except, you know, like not only because of the fact that you've actually got like a lot changed around. You actually still have like the knee pieces right over here that are a direct carryover. You actually have the lower part right over here, which is a direct carryover. A lot of it is like a few remolded details, but a lot of it is actually just like remodeled altogether just to make him a different bot. I really dig what they actually did with this over here, and just from what you can tell over here, it is just spectacular what they actually did with the remolded repaints. It's just very, very cool, and I'm digging that so much. I'm giving you another comparison right over here with McFan's Toy Swoop here and everything. This is actually a direct model from DX9, upscaled model actually. So the downscaled version will actually be kind of like more basic or Legends class, and this one's actually deluxe. And I really, really love how these guys actually match up with each other. I can't wait to see when we actually do get like a Studio Series Swoop, because we all know that's actually going to be Voyager size and everything, which is way going to be bigger than this guy right over here, and that says Dinobot to me. So I can't wait for that. I am actually so stoked, especially since we actually saw Sludge. So very, very cool, Hasbro and Takara. And another comparison over here between Terrorsaur and Netflix Optimus Prime and Megatron, and they look great together. Incidentally, I just got this Optimus Prime just like a little while ago from another seller on Facebook actually, and she actually gave me this gun right over here because she didn't have the actual gun to went along with this version of Optimus. I kind of feel like that actually looks so much like Megatron in say sniper rifle mode and everything, and I think that's great. This actually needs an adventure somehow. But here we go, let's go into transformation. Now, Terrorsaur is mostly a direct carryover of Airazor and Skywarp. So I never transformed Airazor on screen before, but if you actually did want to see a very similar bot, you can actually check out my Battle Cross Time video, and you'll actually be able to see how she actually transforms there. And I may come back over to like an Airazor video just because I like Airazor altogether and everything. I'm a fan. But let's start transforming Terrorsaur over here. Remember, he actually does come with this gun. So if you actually wanted to, you can actually leave that on his thigh right over here or his back end, or you can actually plug it right underneath here. There's a hole that goes right over into a peg right there, and that actually goes on either or of the wings and everything. Just be careful. Some of these are actually pretty loose. I know mine is. So that's actually just something to watch out for when you actually have him in hand. But he actually does come with weapon storage in this mode, so that's actually really nice. And as far as transforming Terrorsaur, we will actually come over here first, and we'll actually undo the legs and start straightening those out right here. We'll undo the legs again. Let's close his mouth, rotate his neck all the way around. I know it looks like it hurts, right? Open that up until it clicks. We'll take out his arms and straighten out his hands and give that a little bit of a turn here. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. You can, if you really wanted to, you could actually take this back end off for just a moment, just like move it so you can actually rotate the waist right over here so you don't have any clearance issues or anything like that. We'll open up the back actually, and right over here is where you're actually going to find the robot head. So just bring that out. And over here, you actually have a couple of like hinges and that sort of thing that will actually accordion all the way down here. So do that and slide that in. Put the back end in again and everything. Now this one doesn't necessarily have the pegs that say the Airazor or the Skywarp version actually had. So it's actually kind of like more of a friction thing right over here. So just do that. And you could actually place his head right over here. Now this all will accordion all the way back here. And you actually have pegs that are over here. Like when you actually go into Terrorsaur mode, you can actually clip it in here, and it actually frictions right into this area right here. Once you actually take it out, there's a clip that will go right into this peg hole. So all you want to do is just bring everything back here and then peg everything in. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll peg everything in right over here. And then we will just bring this in and bring his wings in like that and like that. There we go, and we've almost got it. We just have to do one more thing, and that's rotate his knees and rotate his feet around so he actually has robot feet now. And do the same thing on the other side. And there we go, and there goes Terrorsaur in robot mode, and he is awesome. Let's take you into scene details. Looking all over Terrorsaur, he just looks really fantastic. I love everything that's actually done here. There's a little bit of white paint that's actually missing right over here. I might do a paint touch-up over here. The eyes themselves would be a lot better. Yeah, and that's one thing that you actually have with white paint on red and everything. Like, I don't think that you can actually get the full value of that over here as you'd actually like and everything, because I noticed that but even over here where they cut everything out, it looks like they cut the eyes a little bit too deeply and everything. I'm not sour, but it would have actually been nice if that detail was actually still there. Still yet though, I still want to come back over here and just like dab a little bit of paint over here and on the nose, and I think I'll be fine. I love this crest, and like all the detailing over here is just fanatical. It's just really just amazing to see how eloquently they actually captured his face here and everything. And as I said before, if I could actually have kept this one piece right there from actually looking as though it's actually like just cut and everything, I would have actually been happy. Like the, well, I'm still happy with him though and everything, because he's actually hella hard to get right now and everything, you know? But I mean, the eyes are really nice and receded in there, and I think that actually gives him a lot more character and everything. He's actually got that Starscream grin right over here. Just great details and everything, and great, like, I love like all the texturing that actually goes on in here. I love this of the polka dots that they actually have going on over here and everything. This cybernetic detail over here, it's really nice. The COD panel is actually really nice also. Just everything's really great about it. Also, remember, when you actually do get them, or if you do decide to get them, remember to look in the box. Now, you actually have a couple of like fins right over here that actually attaches over to his gauntlets right here. And if you actually don't look in the box, they're actually kind of like put into like a little bit of tissue on the inside of the box and everything. If you don't search the box and everything, you're surely to lose this and everything. I've actually known quite a few people who almost did that and everything altogether. I was actually kind of aware from the last time that I actually got something in from Hasbro that actually did something similar. So I'm always looking and everything. So like, just make sure you do that. I love the way these legs are actually done also. Just great panel detailing and everything. And this is not a carryover from Eraser altogether and everything. They actually did make his legs look a little bit thicker and everything. A little bit more like he's actually got like a lot more musculature than like Eraser would. I love this. This is actually a direct carryover from Eraser. And the feet are not though, so that's actually very cool. All together, just let's bring you into the back right over here, because this is where you actually have like all the back panel work and everything like that. But all together, just great stuff here. Points of articulation for Terrorsaur are as follows. He actually has a rotation on the neck right over here. If you really wanted to force it, you could actually go the full 360, I guess. But he actually has a chin right over here that will actually bump into the collar altogether and everything. So I don't necessarily think that you can actually really force it or anything, and I wouldn't, you know? You can actually look all the way up if you actually break up that transformation joint right over there. You can actually look down, and he actually does have some wiggle over here and everything like that, some room here. I don't think it's actually done on a ball joint at all or anything like that. There isn't that much of a wiggle, so I'm actually thinking that there's the mushroom peg that's actually right in here that's actually connecting this. So that's actually to be said about that. He actually does have the 360 right over here on his shoulder right over here. He actually goes in and out right there. He actually has a bicep rotation, excuse me, brain fart everybody. He actually has a lot more than 90 degrees right over here. If you wanted to use it, you actually have this too. That's actually more used for transformation. I don't necessarily know exactly what you'd actually do that for, unless he's actually saying, I object, you know? But that's pretty much it. He actually has a waist rotation right over here, uninhibited. He actually has, like, you can actually kick out that far. You could actually kick out pretty far like that. That's actually really nice. The mold is actually just like a fantastic mold altogether. He actually has hella kung fu right over there and everything, so that's actually great. He actually has a rotation right over here, just above his knees, right? He has an extreme knee bend right over here that's over 90 degrees. So that's actually pretty great. So that's actually really amazing and dynamic. You can actually use this if you're actually going into werewolf mode or something, you know. You actually have a rocker joint right over here where you can actually twist his feet back and forth and everything. He actually pivots and everything. You know, he does everything that you'd actually want a toy of this generation to actually, like everything a toy of this generation to do. So he is really just fantastic and dynamic, and I really love this. My one complaint about this guy would actually be that I wish that this were actually sold on extreme retail and everything, but we actually got him as a golden disc collection thing or whatever, you know, so like hopefully we'll actually see this mold in mass market sooner or later, so everybody could actually get a go, so everybody can actually get one of these. And I'm actually seeing a lot in the way of like say Amazon and like all these other places actually selling him for tremendous amounts. If you can actually get him for retail, everybody try to pick him up, you know. But like if you don't, he's still really well worth it. I really like him a lot. As far as weaponry is actually concerned, he actually has this pistol right over here, so it fits really snugly in his hands, and it is blast effects compatible and everything. I don't have any blast effects with me right now, or I'd actually show you a couple of things and everything like that, because he is just really great on the draw. But like, look at this weapon is just like really fantastic. I love that design, and it's actually so original, you know? Like, I really love that. I don't remember if this is the type of gun that Terrorsaur actually came with and everything. I remember him having like a couple of like plain rocket boosters right over here, but that's pretty much it. I kind of wish he actually came with those. If you wanted to use other weapons, you could always take these things off of his gauntlets and you can actually use them as like some kind of weapon or something like that, because he's got a blade, you know? But aside from that, that's pretty much it. Like, he actually doesn't come with a whole lot of weapons, but what he actually does come with, he actually really wears them well, and I like it a lot. Quick comparison, here goes Terrorsaur with Airazor and her beloved Tigatron. Here's Terrorsaur with Optimus Prime and Megatron. And since we're talking about dinosaurs and Dinobots, MechFans Toy swoop with Terrorsaur here. And again, if this isn't whetting your palate for wanting a Voyager swoop in your collection, I don't know what is, because I need one real bad. But Terrorsaur, he's just a really great figure. Before I go on, I just wanted to show you a lot of like what was actually done as far as restructuring this mold from Terrorsaur from Airazor here. And you'll notice the height disparity right over here. She actually winds up to be like maybe a head shorter than Terrorsaur here, which is actually really nice. I love that attention to detail altogether and everything, as I really thought that Terrorsaur should have actually been like a lot taller and everything altogether. But this is where it actually makes up for it. You'll actually notice that there, I think the boot cuts are actually like a little bit shorter also and everything, which is really cool. Let me just elevate this a little bit just so I can actually see. Yeah, it looks like the boot cuts are a little bit shorter and everything like that also. But I love the broader chest that's actually given over here as opposed to right over here. Now they do look like they're actually supposed to be like a lot, like a little bit, I would actually tend to say they're about the same size or the same width as the other and everything. But I do notice that there's like a smaller waist right over here for Airazor and everything altogether. I personally kind of think that she should have actually gotten like maybe the thicker thighs over here and everything. But I guess that's actually supposed to be like, this is actually kind of like more of a reference to musculature and everything more than anything else, you know? But like, just the different sculpts right over here tell you a little bit more about these characters and everything. Just very cool. I love all the differences here and everything. It actually makes Terrorsaur and Airazor. Like, just seeing exactly how they look side by side is amazing, and I love the extremes that they actually went through for this guy and everything. I really appreciate that. It's very cool. Suffice it to say, I love Terrorsaur a lot, and I really think that he's actually just like a great addition for anybody who's actually looking for a Terrorsaur. I think he's worthy of picking up. I'm going to have some final thoughts on this guy, because this guy really is amazing. Also, I really can't wait for things to come. Final thoughts coming up. So, what can I say about Terrorsaur? He brings a lot of fun into this little package right over here, and he's really cool. I highly suggest him if you can actually pick him up and everything. If he's not sold out, I really hope you can actually find one because he's awesome. He brings like a lot to the world of Beast Wars and to Transformers altogether. And does he kind of look like Starscream to you? I mean, is that what he's actually supposed to be? Like Beast Wars Starscream? I remember watching this show years ago. I never really picked it up since or anything like that, but I've almost forgot about Terrorsaur. And this guy just brought back so many of the old 90s memories to me and everything. So, good on you, Hasbro. I really love this figure. I really like him a lot. So, I'm actually pretty sure he's actually kind of very much 10 out of 10 for me. And remember one thing, if you actually do get him, he's Blast Effects compatible, but that's not really without warping the plastic around it and everything, because this gun's a little bit more oblong than circular. So just be aware of that. And that's really it. And I'm glad that you could actually join me once again and everything. Thanks for coming back once again. I'm actually kind of cheered up a little bit more and everything from doing one of these videos finally and everything. So I really hope you actually join me again. And I hope that each and every one of you are being kind to each other and to yourselves, especially be kind to yourselves, because kindness is in short supply and damn it, you need to be kind to yourselves. Also, remember one thing, I'll actually be back again, because when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I will definitely talk to you soon. Take care, everyone, and I will see you.